Katie Couric experienced widespread sexism throughout her career, especially when it came to her body. I graduated from college in 1979, and so I started working in television news in the early 80s, Couric, 69, recalled during the Wednesday, June 24th episode of the Call Her Daddy podcast. I was an intern at a radio station in Washington, and I walked in, I went back to say hello. I was graduating, and I was trying to maintain relationships. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. She continued. The general manager of the station, I went and said hi. And he said, "Are you on the pill?" And I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "Well, your breasts look much bigger than they did last summer. Can you imagine?" Couric said she was so taken back by the comment. Couric told podcast host Alex Cooper that she's been thinking about this time in her life a lot lately while rewatching Mad Men with her husband John Molnar. I watched some of the stuff that was going on back then, and I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of came of age in this Mad Men era. It wasn't as bad as it was, exactly, she explained. While that was the first time the legendary newscaster experienced that type of sexism, it was hardly the last. At CNN, I walked into an executive story meeting, a production meeting in the morning, and I was filling in for the producer who was on vacation, she recalled. An executive said something like, "That's not like Katie. She's been successful because of her hard work, her writing skills, and her breast size." This was a big table surrounded by male executives. Couric said the experience was so crazy because CNN was a startup at the time, so she was surrounded by pretty young men. Late news anchor Don Farmer, who Couric worked with at the time, helped her write a memo about the experience. I was so flummoxed. I said, "This just happened," she recalled. He got on his little Smith Corona typewriter. Together, we wrote this memo saying, "What you said to me was inappropriate, insulting, sexist, and totally unacceptable. I expect an apology immediately. If you do that, we can keep this between us." In other words, I'm not going to go to... I don't even know if they had human resources back then. Without Farmer's help, Couric admitted she wouldn't have known what to do about the situation. He helped me realize the importance of standing up for yourself. It was a life lesson that extended way beyond that incident, Couric added. I really owe him a lot, and I've always really been grateful to him for that.